That was a Jaguar commercial. It was avant-garde. It didn't really seem to have anything to do with cars at all, but I find it pretty inoffensive. It's kind of in line with like fragrance commercials, has nothing to do with the fragrance, but for whatever reason, you're in the middle of a forest somewhere watching a model roll around in the mud. Now, when it comes to Elon Musk, the case is very different because he did not like this, okay? He did not like this ad and he is now referring to it as woke. In fact, now many on the right are calling it woke and Bud Light 2.0. So let's take a look at this X post where you have one individual comparing an old school Jaguar ad, which shows a beautiful classic Jaguar next to a screenshot of this latest Jaguar ad. And Robbie Starbuck says, this just made me want to sell my Jaguar and I don't even own a Jaguar. Another person, Elon Musk, asks, do you sell cars? And that's kind of funny because if you watch that ad and you don't pay attention to any of the print, like the Jaguar print, it's like, what is this about? Is this a fashion ad? And let's watch the ad one more time and see what people find woke about it. All right.
All right, it is people in bright outfits. Bright outfits are obviously woke. We're against it. Hopefully Trump will cancel bright outfits or paint on cameras.
Make America bland again.
Or people that are upside down or have large yellow sledgehammers. This is obviously corrupting our kids. And pink skies and pink sand. Very much against it, all woke. Obviously, this means that your daughters will not be able to compete in sports.
So Nancy Pelosi, a little concerned about this ad as well. Let's take a look at the next post on X. Sell Jaguar stock.
That's funny.
No, that was my favorite post in response to this ad. Okay, so look, according to the Associated Press, Jaguar is currently in the middle of their transition shift to all electric vehicles. Is this really about the ad being woke or is this about competition?
Of course.
So,
all right. Can I break it down?
Break it down.
All right, so number one, I hate the ad. I can't stand that ad. It makes me not want to buy a Jaguar. And number two, and now we're gonna get into controversial territory. Some of you will be offended, so brace for impact. I loathe avant-garde. Okay, I don't even know what it means. I don't want to know what it means. I just know that every time someone says something's avant-garde and I look at it, I go, oh. Here's my guess, the Pittsburgh Steelers are not avant-garde. Okay, so this is not for me, this is for other folks. Having said that, what's woke about it? Like, and my guess is, and this is why the right wing's goofy sometimes, or a lot of times, they're like, I don't know, man, it looks gay.
I mean, it's.
Come on, guys.
I think it does communicate. Like, when you see something as artsy, when you see like avant-garde, aesthetics or fashion types wearing couture, like you do think of like lefty creative types. So that's probably.
Are we now against lefty creative types?
I'm not. I don't. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you all, okay? I just hate all ads. I don't wanna be interrupted when I'm watching anything with a.
You crazy dog?
I love ads. Ads are great. No, they're awful.
There you go.
They're always awful. They're always awful.
No.
Okay? Even if they're funny, they're awful. Like, don't interrupt me. I'm enjoying my program.
I know,
okay?
but otherwise you can't have that program. Says the CEO of this company.
All right, fine. We can cut this out if you guys want. But
no, we're not gonna cut it out.
But no, overall, I'm also gonna be honest about something else. In our day-to-day lives, there are so many things that require like careful attention. And so when I'm like vegging out and watching anything and an ad comes on, even if I'm looking at the ad with my own two eyes, my mind is somewhere else. Because whenever a commercial starts, my brain is triggered with, you can now stop paying attention. So my eyes are looking at it, but I'm thinking about a million other things. So like, I'm actually impressed that there are people on the right who paid attention to the content of that ad.
Yeah, but look, yes, I mean, it's such an attention-grabbing ad. So that's why, as much as I hate it, and wait, actually before I get to why it might, before it's upside, Let me say one more thing that I hate about that. Okay, it said at the end, copy nothing, except perfume commercials apparently. Like I mean, you copied exactly what those perfume commercials were, right?
That one was a little too for a perfume commercial, but like it's the same feel in that the commercial isn't really about the item that they're trying to sell.
Yeah,
right?
I hate it because look, that's the other thing I hate about it is I'm not selling you how good this car is. I'm selling you a feeling.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, I know, but brother, I can get that feeling anywhere I want. I don't have to pay a lot of money for your car to get that feeling, okay? So, but having said that, I guess the upside of it is it caught a lot of people's attention and now everybody's talking about Jaguar. And you know what? If everybody's talking about Jaguar, apparently mission accomplished. So, but ironically, probably nobody would have noticed the ad if Elon wasn't trying to kneecap them.
Exactly.
And so he made, I think, a significant error here in going in this direction. Is Elon going after them because they're a competitor? Of course. So does he care about things that are woke because of personal issues? Yes. Is this one of them? Not really. He's just trying to use that political theater against them. Oh, just like Bud Light, make sure you stop buying the cars of my competitor and buy my cars instead. Okay, brother, we kind of see you. So no, we totally see you.
Here's some more details. On Tuesday, when the ad was released, Pietro Santi posted the following on LinkedIn. And if you're wondering who Pietro Santi is, it's Santino Pietro Santi, who's the Jaguar head of branding. And he's also openly gay. Here's what he had to say. The day I've been waiting ages for, welcome to a new era of Jaguar. New Jaguar will champion true originality, building on a century of pioneering British creativity. British creativity? Anyway, staying true to our founder, Sir William Lyons's belief that a Jaguar should be a copy of nothing. Jaguar's new era will recapture that ethos.
Yeah, it's a British car company, that's why.
No, but are the British known for their creativity?
No, they're largely known for imperialism and bad food.
Their food is pretty bad. I'm sorry.
The British, don't get me wrong, love your country. Looking forward to going back. Okay, just don't give me any more of these ads. Guys, look, right wing, last thing.
No, not last thing, I'm not done.
Oh, sorry, for me. Okay, then I'll save my last thing.
Okay. But anyway, here's more. So here's what he said about Jaguar's shift in attitude at the Attitude Awards last month, which sounds like a fun event.
Looking forward at Jaguar, creativity and individuality have been at the core of Jaguar's brand since its inception. And we're about to bring Jaguar back to something truly special. And so as Darren mentioned, in a couple of weeks, you will see an all new Jaguar turn up like never before. And we're not just talking about new cars, we are talking about all new ways of thinking and embracing the full spectrum of human potential and creativity. We are passionate about our people, and we're committed to fostering a diverse, inclusive, and unified culture that is representative not only of the people who use our products, but in a society in which we all live. A culture where our employees can bring their authentic selves to work. We've established over 15 DEI groups such as Pride, who are here tonight in the back, Women in Engineering, and Neurodiversity Matters. We've launched major policy revisions such as transitioning at work to drive equity and support for our communities, embracing individuality as our superpower.
No, I think it actually does have to do with them thinking that this is a woke thing.
But how the hell did they know about that rando's speech at the Attitude Awards?
The Attitude Awards sounds so fun.
Yeah, so like I get it that it's that speech will sound super woke to them.
That was one of the wokest speeches ever.
Yeah, I totally get that.
All of the buzzwords were there.
Right, but the ad wasn't necessarily woke at all.
Agreed, yeah.
It was just avant-garde, which is silly in my opinion, but that's not woke. It doesn't cause any harm. People are allowed to dress in, I mean, are we gonna start canceling colors? Right, like bright colors are canceled now? No, so that doesn't make any sense. So you can disagree with Jaguar's internal policy, but remember, they're a capitalist corporation. So when they say, hey, we want our brand to be more inclusive, they're trying to sell more cars. And you can say, boo, you. I don't want you to sell
Yeah.
more cars.
Lower your prices.
Right, well, no, but with luxury, sometimes that doesn't work, right? Sometimes increasing price works. Anyway, I'm not in that business, so I don't know. I mean, Anna, according to Silly and Billy, you would know because you have a Jag.
I do sip on that $5,000, what was it, champagne?
Champagne,
Yeah, love those champs.
Chardonnay, I forget. Anyways, okay, so, and I love the way he says Jaguar. Jaguar, okay? So.
It does sound less pretentious,
Yeah.
I'll say that.
So, can I say my last thing now?
Fine,
Okay.
go ahead.
So right-wingers, if you're saying, I mean, I'm trying to read your mind, but the ad is gay, whatever that means, or the guy who came up with it is openly out, why is that a bad thing? Because you told us the whole time, no, it's not about being against the LGBTQ community. It's not about being against gay people. It's that they're harming the children. There are no children here. There are no children in the ad. There's no children that work at Jaguar or Jaguar. Okay, as far as I know, there are no avant-garde children. Okay, so what's your beef here?
Yeah, and there's nothing scandalous about that ad. Like that ad isn't like sexual or anything like that. There's no sexual anarchy in that ad. Okay.
That's for later, behind the scenes, if you have enough attitude. Thanks for watching the video, guys. We also love it if you hit the join button below because that makes you a member, and members allow us to be independent, honest. We can be as progressive as we want, no corporate media influence, and that's all because of you guys. We love doing the show with our members. Hit the join button, become one of the Young Turks.